Breaking news.
The popcorn you're eating has been pissed in. Film at 11.
No.
Take him to Detroit.
Hello, everyone. Wow, that probably freaked a lot of people out. What?
Let's get that popcorn.
Imagine if someone was eating popcorn. Imagine they were
Just
eating
imagine.
popcorn right now. They'd be freaked the hell on out. Could hear him now. Oh, hey, hey. Who pissing? Better than Domino's at that pizza years ago. You guys remember that, don't you? Someone would say, "Oh," in the pizza, and
I've got a Pizza Hut story like that, but let's not get into that today.
oh, okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Ted Davies says, "Hello, kids."
Hey Ted, how's it going? How's
Hey,
it going?
Ted.
Well, this is the lovely Indie Voto.
Trico just ran away.
Quickly. He dropped very quickly.
Trico,
What?
we didn't, hope it wasn't anything we said.
Yeah. He's seen. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, he dropped out very quickly. I see how it is, Trico.
Stuck around long enough to leave.
Yeah.
There he is.
What kind of stuff is that?
Service is not connected. Shall we bring him in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you there?
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to press the button to see the chat, and then I ended up backing out of everything.
You're just trying to make a dramatic exit.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about. Kevin Feige is now the CCO of Marvel. And of course, our theme of the day is if crowdfunding is bad for comics in the long run. All right? That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Bad for indie comics, particularly. We've got that, and we got a bunch of other stuff, and of course, we got the only type of humor that we can bring you on this show. And we got what else we have?
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
That's pretty much how it feels. That's pretty much. That's it. You are watching Indie Vote Live, ladies and gentlemen. Here is that sweet intro.
That beautiful bean footage.
That's right. It's our intro. Watch it. Enjoy it. Marvel at it. Be jelly. Yeah, boy. All right. So we gather once again here to talk about indie comics.
Indie comics.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Indie comics.
Bow your heads. Let's pray. Let's pray for indie comics. Yeah. So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm hearing all kinds of
Noise.
Yeah, noise. Okay. So I got my computer audio is still in my computer, still going from my desktop, while everything else is coming through my headphones. So yeah. So we should probably talk about the Kevin Feige situation.
Whatever you want. You are the master of ceremonies.
DJ running things. Okay. So Kevin Feige.
Should we introduce ourselves in case there's people out there listening who have no idea who we are?
Yeah, you guys should know by now. Come on, guys. I am the illustrious, the incomparable. Is there anything else that I can add? Well,
You can add a lot of things.
yeah. I'm that sexy MF. Marion Grant, the co-owner of Last Call Comics for the last 7 years, and founder of Indie Vault Media LLC. I got my start making comics back in 2008. My first book published was a little black and white interior action comedy called Psycho Cyrus. I am a father, a husband, a geek, a creator, a publisher, a reluctant taxpayer, and an artist. Shamefully, not in that order. And you're watching Indie Vault Live. Tonight, I'm joined by one of you guys.
To your left.
To my left, well, To my right,
To your right. Yeah.
To my right would be Miss Double Lattes herself, Lola, who's only here for, yeah. She says hey.
There for emotional support.
Emotional support and cheap clicks.
Cheap clicks.
Yeah. Also,
Here for the jiggles.
that's right, the jiggles and giggles.
Jiggles and giggles.
We have Randy Zimmerman.
Oh, wait a minute. Yep,
there we go.
That's me.
Yep. There you go.
Did we want him?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. We got Randy Zimmerman.
Got it. I think he's there.
Okay.
That's me, Randy Zimmerman. Publisher for many years, self-publisher, printed newspapers, comics, all sorts of stuff. Been around for a long time. So, done a lot of stuff.
We're joined by a guest we don't usually have often, Mr. Trico, not the founder of Lutkins.
Yeah.
I'm reading what it says. and you, sir, you've been in comics for a while.
Depends who you ask, and whether or not I'm in the room with them. If I'm in the room, then apparently I co-founded a large Michigan-based publisher. But if they don't know I'm listening, then yeah, I didn't. So.
M3SOZ says, "Good evening, underground people."
Good evening, M3SOZ. How are you? Always nice to have you here. Now with the show, and we have Louis Bright Raven, who was late. Apparently, he had things to do.
There was traffic.
Yeah,
Must have been the traffic.
No, computer was running diagnostic.
at the very last minute, you got diagnosed. That happens. I think that Ted Davis says, Louis.
Hey, Ted.
So, we're gonna jump right into the
News of the hour.
Yeah,
What? The news of the hour?
No Scott right now. Yeah. News of the hour. Did anyone get their crappy frog book yet?
As a matter of fact, I think Varian did.
I did receive my frog book. I did. I got my frog book, and I've got cards, and I've got a bookmark. I have to get all the books. I have to get everything. I have to get
And a window sticker?
I have to get everything. Randy, have you got your frog book yet?
No, I have not.
Uh-oh.
I have not gotten any crowdfunded book yet.
Uh-oh.
Except for the ones that have already come. I mean, I've got Lone Star and Jawbreakers, but Bigfoot.
How's Jawbreakers? I keep on missing the thing to get it, and I watch his videos a lot. And I'm like, it sounds really good. Like it sounds like the stuff I used to read back in the early '90s. So I'm like, I want to try it out.
Yeah, it's very much like that. It's a little disjointed in parts, but Zach's figuring out what to do and how to write. And, he's already said that the second print of Jawbreakers will have a few key changes and a few extra captions. It wasn't anything that he's not learning from. The second book, God King, is just about to the printer if it's not already there.
That one should be awesome. He's been going back and forth editing the hell out of that one, so that should be flawless.
Yeah. That should be good to go here really quick. That ought to be out in a couple of weeks.
M3SOZ says, how was it? I have not read it yet. I have not read it. And I'm afraid to actually open it because I'm afraid the cover is going to pop off because
it's going to fall off or pop out.
Pop off. It's so rigid. The cover.
Yeah.
It's really rigid. And it's got this arch to the cover because of the way it's stapled because they didn't know what they were doing when they were stapling it.
Don't try to finish the fold on it. You might crack it.
Yeah. I'm terrified of reading it, but I'm going to. I promise everyone I will read the book. I have to get it so I can read. It's part of what Indie Vote does here. We get indie books.
In fact, what you need to do is do that as an Indie Vote live.
I could go live. I could go.
Trico jumped again.
I could go live. With it. But the book looks good. The quality looks good. I can't hate on it. However,
you can't hate on what you've seen so far.
Yeah,
read the story.
So we want to jump in real quick though. To Kevin Feige is taking over as the CCO of Marvel, Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah, Chief Creative Officer.
Yeah, I seen the headline. I started glancing through the article. I had my, I got exasperated. I quickly started breathing. I'm happy about the news, but what does it mean for Joe? What's it mean for Joe Quesada? Is he still with the company? Has he been dismissed?
Well,
No, he's VP.
This is well, he has his position hasn't changed any.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure where Ike Perlmutter is though. He might be gone. I think he was CCO before, wasn't he?
No.
No. The chief creative officer was Joe, and now he's vice president of creative. And
he got bumped down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And
Yikes.
yeah, supposedly Feige's in charge of publishing now too. He's just and Buckley's answerable to him, and
it'll be interesting to see if it's more than just a masthead, because Feige is busy in 5, 6, 7 different directions.
Right.
And he is the golden child right now at Disney, who's made the most money in the last few years. So
right.
He's like, well, Kevin's over here. Now Kevin's over there. Guess what? Kevin's here.
M3SLE says, I noticed Ethan did a shout out on a live stream to Alterna last night and deleted that video. I wonder why. Well,
it could be any of a number of things. I doubt if it was because he did a shout out to Alterna, though.
Well, let me play devil's advocate. What if it was? What if?
I don't know why it would.
So much hate. So much more hate.
I don't know why it would. Because Peter's out there doing his own thing, and
Yeah, I mean, Ethan doesn't seem
producing product as
he don't want
good
attacking other people. I mean, that's other people in that group in his name, but he himself doesn't seem to be attacking anybody.
That could be a copyright strike too. He might have played some music or something he wasn't supposed to.
What if?
Hello, Dave.
Dave the Supreme says hello, everyone.
How's it going, Dave? How are you tonight?
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
What if though? One of those creators, because all the alternative books are creator owned, right?
The alternative books, yeah.
Most of them.
Okay.
No, all of the, from what I understand, all the alternative books are creator owned. Just Peter's got some of his stuff in there too.
What if some creator? I'm just playing devil's advocate. What if some creator got pissed because Ethan held their book up? Is I don't want that a-hole holding my book up, and filed a copyright strike, even though he didn't do anything.
I don't think that would matter.
No,
that's fair use.
Yeah, that's fair use.
More than likely, it could have been a copyright complaint, or they might have said something. Ethan might have said something that he wasn't supposed to say, or outed somebody, or doxed. Who knows? There's any of a number of reasons why he would pull a video.
I've been doxed. That's a very good question, Andrea.
Trico, are you still with us?
Yeah,
Tracy wants to watch on TV, so I probably got to go so we can watch it on TV.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Because I have it on my phone, so she can't see the show.
You can go.
All we can see right now is your dog. So.
Yeah, you can go. We understand.
Yeah. No. Okay. It's okay. Don't sweat it.
You can always converse with us in chat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's true. I like chatting better than talking live.
Yeah, we can still.
No, I don't have the video on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the video's not on.
Okay.
Walk around however you want.
Yeah. Never mind. Okay, we got it.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
I'll be in the chat. I'll bug you guys in the chat.
All right, Trico.
All right.
Sorry.
No problem.
That's all right. That just means the Indie Volt Radio people will just have to rely on us to read whatever he says.
Yeah. So,
and welcome, Indie Volt Radio people. By the way.
Yeah. Welcome to the gang over there in Indie Volt Radio, who always tune in and listen. I really appreciate that. Also, you can very soon here, you'll be able to download these little chats that we have on several podcast services. Right now, we're up on Google Podcast, and there are a couple different services that we're on. I'll give you those names a little bit later in the night. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is MVSOZ says, I don't think Comicsgate is the avenue for real indie. Just another small boys club. There's something to be said there. Josh Lyman, how's it going, sir? Words.
Hey,
Hello, Josh Lyman. How's it going? The man, the other man who travels. He's a nomadic,
no matter.
an artist. He doesn't. I always see him on the road, quite frequently.
Yeah.
Very good artist. Very good artist, and he knows his stuff. So if anybody has questions too, you can always contact Mr. Lyman and ask him questions about the comic book industry, especially when it comes to Comic-Coning. Tell you all the best hotels to stay at, all the best, and which ones have free breakfast.
Most of them have free continental breakfast anymore. Anyway.
You know what? Again, I told you guys, continental means no meat. I'm tired of the whack ass waffle and their bagels. Hey, we got bagels with cream cheese. Don't mind the 17 flies that's flying around, scooping down like bombers into the cream cheese and taking it. Don't mind those guys.
Had a breakfast in Petoskey at one of the hotels there. Had a seagull come in and take my bagel.
See? And
it was out on the porch, but it was a nice day. But the seagull was pretty bold.
Oh, we also have some besides bagels, we got some off-brand Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
I got a question. See what tracker wrote. I seen something and I thought it was the
least
worst
you'll get
thing.
2 more views because I have it on my phone and to chat, and we're watching it on TV too. Well,
thank you, Tracker, for the inflated views. That'll go right into our algorithm. Haha, screw you, YouTube. I remember.
I was got some reason.
I remember Rice Krispies being sweet, and apparently they aren't. No. I swallowed a mouthful of Rice Krispie treats, and it tastes like hate and racism. I've never tasted something so disgusting.
Whatever.
The treats, maybe if they're not baked right.
No, not the treats. The cereal, the bowl.
It's supposed to be bland. You put salt or sugar on it. Put sugar on it.
Yeah. I remember them having. Maybe my mommy just made them for me the right way. I don't know.
There you go. Probably.
Maybe my mother just did it for me the right way. Yeah, because it tastes horrible. It was like, look, I don't know what ass tastes like, but pretty sure that's very close to it. All right.
You got Dave, the Supreme rolling on the floor.
Yeah. Josh says you forgot Frosted Flakes and instant coffee that makes more noise than Magic Fingers. And M3SOZ says, Varian use hashtags in the title. Yeah, I could do that. I can start doing that. It's not a problem. Oh, here we go. Let's see here.
Tracy says, yeah, you do.
Let me bring up some questions. All right. Me and Randy are fighting for control of the.
No, we're not.
No, I'm just kidding.
Stuff too.
Yeah.
I hate what technology has done to Comic Cons. I recently starting tabling again after a 2-decade absence.
Wow.
Every idiot vendor or artist with a phone and a smart speaker blaring their loud, lewd, or just crap music for all to hear.
He didn't leave a name.
What con did he go to?
Yeah, I don't see that very often. I do see people with blaring music, but not with the phones and not with, a smart speaker per se.
I use a speaker.
Yeah, Lola uses a speaker, but our music is kept low to where we can hear. Now,
I've seen people with buds on.
Yeah, buds is more often than anything else.
No, unfortunately, guys, I've seen it. I've been tabling down.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it's there, but it's not like every single person.
Yeah. No, I've never seen. There's usually one perpetrator. There's one perpetrator,
one or two maybe, yeah.
And then Eric when the show is over.
Yeah, the show is over though.
Eric Hodson, you can hear his death metal playing. The show is over. He cranks that sucker all the way up.
I mean. It depends on what show he's going to. I mean, there are shows where they get people who are there with their DJ playing half the day and other stuff like that. But that's because the DJ is a guest of the show and he's performing, But As far as the people and the vendors and stuff, I don't see that very often.
Yeah, 3 days of dubstep in your ear from your neighbor will
And-
drive you insane.
Especially if it was the same song over and over and over again. That would be a little troubling.
Yeah. You can ask. Everything's wrong with dubstep. You can ask the vendors to remove it. Dave the Supreme says, I haven't witnessed that at a con yet. Dave, next time it happens, we're at a con, I'm going to bring you to it. I'm going to go over there and get you and bring you. Come here, I want to show you something.
We'll make it a point to point it out.
Yeah.
No, not going to show. I'm going to make you listen.
If it was at one of my shows and it'd be a small room, I would probably politely walk up and ask him to shut it off.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it at Randy's show. We're gonna do it.
Jesse, how you doing? Seen it at anime cons, but it mostly happens out and about. When there are dancers usually doing a bit.
Yeah, it's a if there's a performance between cosplayers or a performance like there's a DJ, it's a guest. They have it, but as far as the vendor, we're talking about vendors here.
Yeah.
We're talking about artists sitting at their tables. It's not the same thing.
I've witnessed it, but it is.
I mean, it does happen, but it's just not very often.
M3SLZ says, how much do you think you need? Oh, where'd it go?
Sorry, I probably clicked it right after you did.
How much do you think you need to crowdfund in terms of dollars to actually make real profit?
Well, first off, what's real profit? And it depends on per project. Because how many people are involved, how many people you're shipping out to, all kinds of factors play into it.
I think M3SLZ, I believe you're an artist, right? You can draw. So you already, you're gonna save money there by drawing your own work.
Or there's an obligatory Deadpool causing mischief.
Yeah, there's always a Deadpool, and lately there's always a
there's always a Deadpool.
There's what's the name? Oh, I can't remember. What's his name? Deku from My Hero. Oh gosh. And
My Hero Academia.
Yeah, and Todoroki. Oh, shut up. He says, yeah, and this is real profit, making it worth your while. I would say
again, it just depends on what that means for per person. I mean,
I would say if you had to come for dollar amount, gosh, I'd like to get. I mean,
when you crowdfund, you have to figure out your expenses in advance anyway.
But I'm gonna say 10,000. But I'm glad you asked that M3SOZ because that actually leads into one of our questions, and I'm gonna put that one up on the screen right now. Well, first I should find which question it is. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Okay, we already answered that one. Okay, yeah. It is this one. All right. Randy, go ahead and read, sir.
Josh's?
No.
Oh. Perrin of the Bourgeois has a point. It's far too easy these days to break into comics. What? Crowdfunding is partially to blame. Tired of these guys becoming millionaires off one IP and then coming back to IGG. What? Orcs?
IGG. Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
Indiegogo or Kickstarter. I see it now. For more cash for their new project. Chris Szymanski. Chris, I don't know of anybody who's quite hit that millionaire mark yet.
I mean, the only person who's made over $1 million on paper is Ethan. And you got to remember, a chunk of that percentage goes back to Kickstarter or whoever is doing. There's money being paid out hand over foot for production, for shipping and everything. He's not making that amount of money. It's just that's the money they said was made, but it's not. It's like he gets 30% of it, maybe, if he's lucky.
And we'll never know how much actual profit Ethan made off of that project because he made some interesting early publishing mistakes that I'm sure he covered and had to pay for. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes totally transparent, which he has in the past, and admit exactly how much of that Indiegogo campaign actually turned into profit for him.
This is becoming uncomfortable. Lewis has defended Ethan 3 times tonight so far, and I heard a rooster crow You will defend Ethan 3 times before the sun rises. All right. Joshua said,
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know anybody else besides Ethan who's even come close to that kind of numbers to be a millionaire of any sort of nature.
Naples gotten close. There's a guy out of Brazil that did a Icarus romance book that got, I think he pulled over $1 million.
Okay.
But I don't know if that book's ever got fulfilled or if the campaign, has stopped or at this point.
Right. Because most of these people don't get anywhere near that. I mean, they're getting, 6 to 15K is what I see a lot of them getting.
To go back to Chris's question, there's a lot of these guys that are doing multiple campaigns, I think, because they're underestimating their needs. Mm-hmm. A lot of these guys are blowing through the initial money trying to get stuff printed, stuff produced and released, because their first couple of books are all learning experience. Just like Ethan, he's learning and he's making changes as he goes along. So,
sorry, I know if we lost a viewer, I had to put him up there. Josh said, pretend it's like a convention in regards to M3 SOZ's question. Pretend it's like a convention, double your costs, and that includes percentages. I mean, that's a good way to go about it. Figure out what your cost is. If it's going to cost you $6,000 to put out a book, ask for. I mean, I'm greedy, so I'd ask for like 24.
I don't know a lot of any of these guys that are really breaking into comics, though, off of their crowdfunding campaign. You usually have to have some level of recognition, or your campaign doesn't go very far.
Mm-hmm. M3SOZ says Ethan talks out of both sides of his mouth. I wouldn't put much stock in his words.
Well, it's not just Ethan, though. I mean, it's everybody. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mike S. Miller just went back for a second print on Lone Star. I think he's got trouble.
Well,
Lone Star 1.
I do want to ask the question that this, and feel free in the chat to kind of comment on this. Exactly at what point do you not get off the teat of crowdfunding?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Like, okay, I crowdfund the project.
Mm-hmm.
I get the money that I needed for the project.
Right.
I get more than what I needed. So let's say I asked for $8,000, and instead of $8,000, I got $80,000.
Uh-huh.
Shouldn't I take that money, some of that $80,000 that I got, and put it in the next project and make sure that make sure that I
you have your butt covered?
Yeah. For
that would be the smart thing to do. That's what Zach has done.
Invest that money back into my company, so to speak, and keep putting under, rather than going back to social media, crowdfunding and social media, try to gather those funds. Isn't that point where you shouldn't be reliant?
That's kind of a two-edged sword, though. Like if you look at Zach and Brian Polito as examples, they did take that profit and turned it around in their future projects. Zach's like working 4 episodes up or 4 issues up now. And who knows where Polito is. He's probably working at least a half a year in advance.
And you guys have to remember that these crowdfunding campaigns are like marketing campaigns. They're not marketing for the product itself, not just funding the product. It's like advertising.
That's how you get your readership. Yeah. You can't just make the product. You have to get the product out to readers. And that's how you do that is through the campaign.
Yeah, that's the thing there. If there were a way to do these campaigns as quick 30-second commercials or something that were on CBR or Newrama or some of these other sites, but they don't want to do it. So this is what we have.
And if only there was a competent distributor out there who would actually look at independent products and offer them to retailers, we might not need crowdfunding at all. But there's so many hoops that Diamond insists that these people jump through that it's just so much easier to go out and crowdfund and keep all the profit as opposed to giving them a percentage to do what? Send out product to retailers in a damaged condition. When you can, with the crowdfunding, you've cut the retailer and the distributor out of the loop, which is a bad thing for them, but a great thing for the creator.
Josh says, based on my own observation, crowdfunding indie comics is focusing on getting independent projects to their direct audience. For a broader example, Aspen or Big Dog Inc. and Devil's Due. instead of running into issues where you have artists unpaid for years, you guarantee that payment and you create continuous bursts of exposure in a positive light.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's definitely true.
I told you Josh knows everything.
Now, and go back to Zach and Coffin Comics again. They're paying their people as the work is done.
Yeah, Polito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going,
Mr.
Scott?
Scott Rosema.
Yeah. Hello, Scott.
Josh, real quick too. Josh, have you considered? I know you have you have a print wall, but have you considered putting out a book or getting a book done pretty soon? Saves them money. He says saves them money on cons where they have to drop $12K on space too. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah. Scott, what I'm bringing up today, we are talking about indie comics and crowdfunding.
Awesome.
And if it's going to be a burden or if it's going to be a boon to indie comics in the long run or in the short term, if it's going to be a problem. And of course, because none of us can agree on anything, we're all arguing about it.
I wouldn't say we're arguing; we're just discussing.
Well, I think crowdfunding is going to obviously be a quite a boon for people trying to develop their own properties and get some support for putting something out in the marketplace. I know that I've heard recently that Kickstarter itself, as an example, is a little concerned that their model of crowdfunding has gone from people trying to raise money to help produce and get going projects. It's turned from that to being a little more than a pre-ordering service for whatever product, especially we see that with comics. Randy, didn't I catch the tail end of you saying something about Paludio and his gang pay when they produce their books?
Yeah.
And yet it does seem as if Brian uses Kickstarter as a way to just launch the sales section.
Oh, he does. Yes.
Of producing the books, which
he makes a big deal about going live and taking the campaign live.
Which I think is fine, and I certainly see nothing wrong with that.
A lot of your campaign money is generated in your first 48 hours.
Right.
So the first and the last 48 hours are usually the two big pushes for a campaign.
Yeah, and I certainly want to see Kickstarter or any other crowdfunding service per se start putting a kibosh on that form of their crowdfunding model. So I know I've kind of heard wind of that recently. So has anybody been?
Hold on. Did we read M3S?
No, even shout outs don't really help some of those books from Comicsgate. So if each property is a business, they cannot really include much others into that market. I'm not sure exactly.
What do you mean by a shout out? I mean, after all, this goes into what we've been changing our model to. It's not about just brand for a comic or individuals or for the medium. We have to have individual. I'm trying to think of brand representatives, so to speak, is what it's called. And I just read about it recently, and I didn't get the link. But basically, you hire people to go to the comic shops or go to businesses to market your brand.
I haven't heard of that happening yet, but
yeah. But
Ted Davies asked, "Why don't we start a crowdfunding for a distro company?" Yeah, well, that would be good. If Diamond didn't have such a chokehold on some of these retailers.
Because you can start a distribution company, but if you can't convince the stores that you want to cater to come on board, it's not going to go anywhere.
Coffin Comics was supposed to start an Indiegogo campaign announced on Doug's channel that didn't seem to happen. Well, it might not have happened yet. A lot of times these campaigns take a little while to ramp up. So, and I'm kind of surprised that Coffin Comics has been on Kickstarter for as long as it has. They must have been grandfathered in before the current gatekeeper got hired,
And Joshua said,
especially the type of product that they do.
much like Eric. Eric
Dreaded dinosaur. Eric. Was he?
When we're working for others, we don't get to work on our own stuff with no time.
Right.
I've got a 6-story arc prepped and a couple of anthologies I'd love to do. But aside from time, my goal with my print wall is to grow a fan base for which to promote.
Mm-hmm. And that's fair. That's fair. Eric, he means dreaded dinosaur. Eric Hodson's been on the show.
Okay, yeah. I just wasn't sure if that was, there's more than one Eric in the world. That spelling.
But yeah, I mean, see, kind of things. I don't want him to get me in trouble.
M3SOZ says, I like what Coffin is doing. I do too. I think that everybody should look at that as an example as to what's happening in the market. Brian's been around for long enough and has taken his lumps and learned a lot. And there's a lot to be learned from him and his campaigns. There definitely is.
Is Coffin Comics? Is that Brian Pluto?
Yeah, it's Brian Polito.
Yeah, it's Brian Polito.
Yeah, he does Lady Death and another book whose name I would probably massacre. It's La Muerta.
Yeah,
it's a female Hispanic Lady Death type character.
I thought Pluto was Chaos Comics.
Yeah, he isn't though. He sold Chaos. He had to start Coffin Comics.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I think he was in Chaos with a couple of investors that either took it from him or yanked it out from underneath him. But Chaos is all Polito. Or not Chaos, but Coffin. Coffin is all Polito.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember all the details about Chaos. There was a lot of monetary mix-up back.
Well, there was a lot of stuff in the '90s. A lot of rights being tossed around. Alterna as well. Peter Cimetti's going off on his own and blazing trails that everybody needs to look at. Doing very innovative books, doing very interesting products, doing very interesting campaigns and marketing. Everybody can learn from all of these people.
Yeah.
If they're successful, there's definitely something to be learned from them, especially in comics.
And I think we're so busy trying to figure out these individual. I don't like this guy that we're missing the big picture of if these people are making money, they're figuring out new ways to.
You know what that means?
What's that?
Too many man babies.
You've been waiting to use that, sir. You have been waiting to use that. Well played.
Good timing.
Well played.
The previous comments said that he sees Coffin doesn't have a YouTube channel, yet they still seem to succeed. Mm-hmm. That's almost completely due to Brian Polito's incredibly fan base.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Brian doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, or really even sees a need for one.
He probably doesn't. His videos are all professionally made anyway. But on the Kickstarter channel.
Definitely, gosh, yeah. Because Brian's been at this for what, 25 years now?
Oh yeah,
27, I think, 27 or 28.
Yeah. So he's got, and not to mention he's obviously his stuff is very much the heavy metal rock and roll type fan base, which tends to be very, very loyal to the things they enjoy. Yeah. So Brian started out on a good rhythm there, no pun intended.
Well, he had a built-in audience before he started Coffin. They just transferred him over from Chaos to Coffin.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he's built it up because a lot of
people. I think didn't he own Boundless before Coffin?
He might have. I don't know.
Boundless. I don't know. I can't remember. Who was the artist that Brian had that first did Lady Death? He passed away.
Stephen Hughes.
Stephen Hughes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lady Death is pretty iconic.
Yeah. Would you say she's more iconic than Vampirella?
No.
I don't know. I didn't know there was Lady Death cartoon a couple of months ago. I watched it and happened to be on one of the streaming services, and I watched it, and it was actually pretty good.
Was that a full cartoon with multiple episodes, or was it just a quick test pilot?
No. It wasn't it?
It was a full movie. It was at least about an hour long.
Oh, it was a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And animated, and it was
That's
good.
cool.
Okay.
It had a very heavy metal feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
No, Boundless is who got the rights to Lady Death. That's I had it mixed up. That's a sub imprint of Avatar.
Who wants to read?
I'll read it. With all due respect, rock and metal music was killed a long while ago. Well, it was kicked off of the top 40. It was knocked down off off of a controlling pedestal. But trust me, it is still doing very well for its audience.
Still, yeah, it's still a niche market. There's still people out there that'll buy and support these bands, or they wouldn't be outperforming.
Oh my gosh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see him, you don't see him featured on MTV or even.
You don't see anybody featured on MTV.
Yeah, really. I'm not sure what the M in MTV stands for anymore. It certainly isn't music.
Money
TV. Here we go.
Thought it stood for mindless.
Well, not when they have like 20 minutes of commercials. Gosh, their commercial breaks are the longest. I know. I was gonna ask who wants to read a saucy question.
I'll read it.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait to hear you swear in your velvety voice.
Throw that saucy up there.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear him. He's gonna swear in that velvety voice of his. Here we go.
Did you need to save that for another 20 minutes when we hit the adult hour?
I should have, but
you should have. But
Comicsgate doesn't give a fuck about the comics industry. They figured out a way to bypass the motherfucking stores. Assholes. Case them.
Why are they assholes? We
Casey,
didn't buy.
is that Casey Kasem?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Casey Kasem.
I think
It's actually
Well playing our top 25.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Eric Hodson. How's it going? Eric, that's Eric who we were talking about.
His ears must have been burning.
I'm not so sure that. Well, I mean, he's right. Minus the French language there. Yeah.
Comicsgate doesn't give a fuck about the comics industry. I don't know. I think they give a fuck about the comics audience.
Yeah.
That's who they're catering to in order to make money from.
It
depends on what you consider the industry.
Yeah, you got to remember that the industry didn't give a fuck about them in most cases and pushed them out and made them do this. Is that the seventh one? Do we need a bell every time Lewis defends Comicsgate?
Yeah. We wait. Can I do this one? Let's see. Oh, I'll do this one. Every time Lewis defends him, here it is. We'll hit the tire. We'll hit the record scratch. There
you go.
Angel gets its wings.
This is before even Comicsgate existed. We were doing this. Why is Comicsgate the center focus? This is what it is. I'm sorry. We had people doing this stuff long before Comicsgate was around.
That's true. There were people out there crowdfunding a long time before Ethan tried it.
Yeah.
M3SOZ says, if you knew Ethan was watching, would you have any advice or words for him?
Stop making mistakes. That would be a big one.
No 12-hour podcast. Just do your book.
Personally, the next time he goes to sign his books, he needs to kick his fulfillment service in the ass. Mm-hmm. Tell them to straighten up and figure out what they're doing, because that's obviously a weak link right now in getting those books out.
I'm just going to put it up there. Screw it.
What?
TV 14.
The stores are closing up shop. What?
I put TV 14 up.
Oh, yeah, might as well.
Might as well.
Yeah. Are you going to read Eric's?
Stores are closing up shop because no one wants to buy crappy Marvel and DC. That's a primary reason. That, and but you have to go back and look. It's not just the current stuff that's the problem. That stuff's de-evolved over a period of 20, 30 years. And all of that market that kind of lost or wandered away from comics have all come back to a lot of these crowdfunding campaigns.
And not to mention the
wouldn't you agree, Lewis? You were kind of laughing off to the side there.
I think he was laughing at Trico's
Oh,
Comic, yeah.
Wing. You don't
That's
need
funny.
just Red Bull to get your wings these days.
yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also
Black Raven. Forget Red Bull.
Don't you think, Randy, that there's also something to be said for a lot of comic shops have not been able to properly adjust to the changes in their audience and industry? You know, the ones that can survive are the ones that have learned to diversify and, you know, spread out their create a greater audience for their shops, and not
a lot of these shops have,
DC sales.
yeah, a lot of these shops have figured out that they have to latch on to whatever the hot fad is just to try to stay alive, because the current comic product isn't up to
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
not
any
focusing
type
on
of watching
comics. They're
standard.
going to Funkos and
Magic,
the Gathering and whatever else.
even throwing D&D campaigns on the weekends.
Yeah, well, I know that
just to try to stay, you know, keep an audience and stay alive.
You know, Todd Lang here in Muskegon, he's got the comic store in the mall. He has survived all these decades because he tends to be able to react incredibly fast to changes in the marketplace.
And that's surprising, considering Diamond's always running on a 3-month lag.
Oh yeah, well, Todd's got all kinds of stuff in his comic store besides obviously just comics. So whenever there is something that he sees that's
Sorry,
Varian, I'm making a point.
I'm sorry.
I can finish my poem.
Okay. There you go.
What's wrong with you?
We can get to that in a second.
Lay in your head. Come on.
I'm sorry. It's the raccoon hat.
The point is that Todd, when he sees something that sells really well at a show, he jumps on it, and within a day or two, he's got it in his store.
Yeah.
So he tends to be able to work very quickly in adapting to even minor changes that happen without sacrificing the nature of his store.
Right.
So he's a very, very fast-thinking, fast-acting businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So comic shops that can do that, or owners that can do that, and not just depend on comic sales, they're the ones that can still survive and have the comics just kind of limp along in their stores, while still being able to make money to keep the doors open and stay profitable.
And that's a shame, because the comics shouldn't be limping. I mean, even if they want to hit or cater to different audiences, these stores or these companies need to do something to help the stores attract that audience back into their shop. And all they want to do is kick product out, and they don't care if the retailers take it or not, because they're going to sell it to libraries, or they're going to kick it out wherever they can, other than the retail shops, because they really don't care if the retail shops survive or not.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because comic book fans can be incredibly loyal. I mean, the ones, if you can develop a very, very strong loyal fan base, they'll show up, every Wednesday with new comic data.
Just look at the quality of the product and how it's de-evolved. That shows the loyalty of this base, of the comics buying base, that they're willing to keep a lot of these retail shops and companies alive. It's a miracle that some of these stores have hung on for as long as they have.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, and I don't blame the comics audience for not staying as loyal, because you're right. I mean, when their product that they love buying and characters that love following get jerked around as much as some of these companies are doing, I'm not surprised that they don't are loyal, and so but the comic stores have to adjust to that.
Yeah.
Okay, Varian, you can put up now. I'm finished with my point.
All right, here we go.
Just that that fucking raccoon hat lives on.
It does.
Goddamn raccoon hat.
Aaron was actually with me when I bought this hat. We were coming back from Traverse City, and we stopped to get gas, and I went in the gas station, and there it was, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. And so
it's good to see Aaron hates it as much as we do. So
yeah,
some things speak to you, some things just scream until they die.
Yeah. Lola says she hates it the most. You know what? M3SOZ says someone should start a Wizard magazine for indie books and promote to what comic shops are left. I actually have been working on something very close to that for Indie Vote, but it's going to be quarterly. But I've been working on some very, very close to that. I'll have some samples in a couple of weeks.
I don't know if a magazine like that would actually survive in today's market.
That's why it's gonna be quarterly.
So I don't know if you'd get enough retailers interested in it to actually stock it in their shop.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even stock Wizard today, I don't think. So why would they stock it for Wizard for Indie? That's kind of a because I don't know if you guys remember Wizard Edge, which was Indie.
Wizard Edge ever run?
Very long.
I never got to see that.
Yeah, I've seen an ad for it. I've never seen the book. I've seen them add it as a feature in the back of Wizard.
I had one issue of it.
Okay.
And I think it was an add-on in the bag.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was on the Edge and Wizard for a month.
Yes, you remember because you put
Did you write an article, Randy?
No, I actually showed the cover for Spank the Monkey #1.
Oh, cool. Let's read this thing here. I also find it odd that the guys who once saved comics Image are now standing by idle or in control of companies who are fucking it up. I wouldn't say Image are the ones that saved comics. I think they contribute as much to comics kind of going haywire. That's
definitely debatable when you look at what was out in the 80s before Image started and what ended up after Image was around for a while.
I will not have
a de-evolution of comics there.
Whoa.
What?
Wait a minute. There we go. Whoa. Better yet, since it's almost 10 o'clock, since we were just way out there this weekend, how about this one?
Why don't you just get Joey?
Image, we will not tarnish Image in this chat. No,
go to hell. I'll tarnish Image any goddamn time I want.
Hey, whoa! I mean,
I think that Image is
the imitative age of comics. There you go.
Yeah. Eric Hodson says companies like Alterna are doing the most to save comics.
Well, Alterna, yeah. No, Varian, what was your whoa to us saying Image? Not what you got a thing about Image you like or?
I mean, come on, guys. I was born in '82. By the time I started reading comics, it was Jim Lee's X-Men #1, and then Image and all that stuff. You're talking about my. It's like telling me that my I don't know.
Well, that's not our fault.
You guys don't respect. You know what? It's about people's lack of respect for other people's memories. How about that?
That's okay. We understand, Varian. We understand that you have a lower level of quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what we're getting at, though.
We don't respect your memories. We just don't respect.
Yeah, we respect your memories.
You know what?
Nostalgia is a powerful thing.
You know, we in the newsprint boys here.
Don't you forget it, God.
Yeah, you guys, diplomas were all printed on newsprint, so.
Had to actually turn a dial on the phone to make it work.
Exactly.
Josh says, yeah, I'd have to disagree on a print magazine promoting indie unless it covered the successes and interviews admitting the issues that arose, pun not intended, only in the aftermath as they continue. Frankly, it borders the cosplay magazines as far as content. People may not pick it up until it is too late for a book backing, and in contrast, a e-zine email mailing list is the opposing of too much that causes people to lose interest due to spam of contents. Does people read e-zines? Do they really read them?
They peruse them.
They seem to. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a comics e-zine other than the one I worked for Steve Jackson Games, and that went under after about a year because you had to pay for it and everybody had stuff free online.
Oh yeah.
But as far as like science fiction and fantasy and horror prose fiction, there's plenty of e-zines that have been very successful and have been around for decades.
I even hate those newsletters people do. It shows.
But they're more like e-zines are more like websites that you can download which content you want to read too. That's what an e-zine is.
That's true. That's true. I'm not so sure that I agree with Joshua. If only because, can you put that quote, that
Yeah, put Joshua's quote back on.
I think a print magazine could promote indie comics, but it would have to be a kind of animal that I'm not sure anybody's really figured out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Success of the interviews admitting the issue that arose only. I don't know.
Well, thanks to the wonderful distribution system that the retailers have, you'd still be dealing with a 3-month lag time. And most Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaigns only last a month.
Yeah, you're going to have to promote books 8 months in advance.
Yeah,
to really market them through a print magazine on average.
That's true. That's true.
I know that I'm going to take a bath in it when I'm doing it.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because you're usually doing your book 3 months in on the print. Then you've got the 3-month lag between solicitation and street date.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6, and you usually want to have a 2-month lead in just to keep yourself on schedule. So that's why I said 8 months.
True. Well, the secret of any publication, whether it's print or e format, is that you've got to have content that people want. And if you have a print magazine or any kind of a publication that promotes an entire industry or a good section of the industry, if it doesn't have content in it that's of any use to people or not enough people, it's just not going to work, no matter how much you distribute. So.
Plus, I think YouTube has replaced a lot of that.
M3SOZ says, all magazines are spam of contents. At least it will serve to inform. You spotlight art books, artists, and speculations. And Josh says, exactly. Schedule alone is the biggest dilemma.
Well, it's true. It's got to be timely. It's got to, and that's hard to beat, when you're online.
Yeah.
And you can literally get information and news at the click of a button. Anytime you want it, literally 24/7.
I mean, and we do have indievote.com, to help to try to bridge that gap too as well.
Nothing's going to replace IndieVolt. We know that.
Nothing will replace
animal ever.
Yeah.
Except perhaps your podcast, Scott.
Yeah.
Please, my modesty. No, please. By the way, did you guys check out my 2 broadcasts so far?
We did. I checked them out. I thought they were really good, and I know that I see you doing big things out there. So I've been ripping your audio and putting it on Indie Vote Radio.
Oh, really? Awesome. Because remember, on every show, I'm going to have a different guest star who's going to be appearing as me. The second time around, we saw Hugh Beaumont as Scott Rosenbaum. Anybody who doesn't understand that reference, I encourage you to Google the name Hugh Beaumont, and you'll understand.
Jerry Mathers cannot be far behind.
Exactly.
Are you guys ready for another question?
Sure.
All right.
Randy, you want to take it?
Any suggestions on types of media I could reference to better my pacing when doing sequential art? DeJean Johnson.
Movie storyboards.
Or is that Dewan?
Dewan.
Sorry, Dewan.
I would suggest movie storyboards.
Storyboards.
That'd be ideal.
That's a good way to make an equivalent kind of presentation as comics are. Maybe it's a bit, movie storyboards might be a bit too detailed for comic storytelling, but that's something I'd look at if you want to learn a little more about how to create sequential.
Whenever I get a question like that, I always fall to the old standby, and that's get a copy of Comics and Sequential Art by Will Eisner.
Oh, God, yes. Oh.
And it's set up like a textbook, and read it and reread it and reread it, because every time I read it, I pick up something new.
It's
and he'll tear apart a spirit section and show you why he did what he did and the different pacing between panels that he did. There's nobody better that you're ever going to learn sequential art from.
Oh, yeah.
Than those books.
Absolutely.
Eric took my answer.
Variant, that's a reference to us newspaper guys.
Understanding comics is okay, but and that's it's nice light fare in my opinion. But comics and sequential art book is really good. I think DC also kicked out some Denny O'Neil and I can't remember who else. They did whole guidebooks that I thought were really informative and really good for that.
Klaus Janson did the inking.
Yeah, guide to writing, guide to inking, guide to penciling. Those are really good. Yeah, Giordano.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he probably did the penciling.
I
But yeah, those books are essential. You'd be better off going through books than any type of other media. But you should always look at old movies. I recommend that all the time. Old noir movies, especially.
Oh God, yeah.
Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, that kind of thing for positioning and camera angles, that kind of thing. It's always fun.
Anything you can find that helps decipher the work of John Ford as a director is just incredible to teach you about sequential visual storytelling.
Yeah, Josh says Making a Scene book I'd recommend for a sequential to movie comparison of storyboards. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that book.
Those books there are a lot of really good books out there for that. You just have to hunt around for them and buy a couple, see what works for you.
Yeah, well, those are
that and yeah, I was gonna say understanding comics too. I like to watch a lot of old movies. A lot of old black and white movies. They can really help with that. They help me at least. So I'd try those.
Unfortunately, Silly Xfinity just moved TCM behind a paywall.
I noticed that. That sucks so bad. I can't believe they did that.
People need to complain.
Guys. I understand how you feel about your nostalgia.
Oh,
I understand. Some of you guys seen those movies.
You can get a coffee, sit down and enjoy this stuff. Now it takes you all over the place. You gotta pay for everything.
On your first dates, I understand how a lot of you guys when they go see, Gone with the Wind.
Gone was an oldie but goodie when I was growing up.
Newsies.
That's what you guys are, newsies.
No.
Your newspapers. Look at us. Smell that comic.
I like the smell of old newspaper comics.
Sorry, but there is a good smell to the right comics.
That's one of the great things about when you had Flint Comics, Randy. It had that newsprint smell to it. Nice to think about.
Unlike that musty up in the attic for 30 years smell.
Oh,
so watch them do it to all the wrestling and watch Varian Riot. Yeah. Yeah.
He just started his own wrestling company then.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, I'm doing my own wrestling company.
No insurance for anybody. Who needs wrestling when you have Lions football? Just a stage.
That's a low blow.
That last night's game was ridiculous.
That was a low blow.
The refs have to keep it within the spread. That helps the helps
Vegas. No. That one was just a giveaway to Green Bay. Period.
I didn't see it, but I heard that the refs were screwing up crazy like.
Not the first or last time that will happen.
Yeah, 4 or 5 different calls, but there were 2 major ones that they didn't like.
Victor Dandra says, I would recommend listening to music scores for pacing ideas. That's also a good idea.
That's also good. Yep.
Yeah.
But in comics and sequential art, Eisner points that out, that every panel is a beat in time. Boom, boom, boom.
Thanks, Victor, for your comment.
Yes.
Dave says, shots fired. Who's going to read this one?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Contractual obligations aside, I paid for some digital assets to be used in my comic by my colorist. She did, and all was well. 2 months later, I discovered she'd added those digital assets to her portfolio and continued using them on projects outside of mine. Dawn Carter.
What is a digital asset?
Some package of digital effects or something?
Yeah, basically, yeah, an effect. So, like, if I wanted a fire or something, and I told my colorist, hey, use this fire, and he used it, and then I see a couple of years later, or maybe, well, in this case 2 months later, that he used that asset on someone else's book. I feel some type of way about that, but I'm not. I mean, but like you said, contractual obligations aside, yeah. I mean, this is because Josh asked did Don sign exclusivity contract for those assets or keep a copy for themselves. I'm guessing they kept a copy for themselves.
Well, Joshua's got a good question, but the thing is, you can take contractual obligations.
All that stuff is
Well,
stuff that's just usable once you're using it.
I mean, the thing is, though, here's the problem. There is some legal, like
if Dawn paid for those digital tools or assets, that think he hopefully or she hopefully did have some kind of contract saying this is exclusive for our project and you can't use it. But I mean, colorists might very well have broken across the line.
Like I got tricked into using Adobe Stock, and I have a monthly subscription, and I can't cancel it because if I cancel it, it's going to be like $80. And I refuse to give them $80, so I'll just go ahead and pay until I reach my contractual obligation with them. However, they have they even put in the agreement that the things that I download are for my use only.
Mm-hmm.
So I would wonder if I made that asset available to Scott and he used it. Yeah, I'm sure it's just Scott. They're not going to say anything. But if I take that same asset and make it available on my Facebook, hey, everybody, download this. This is cool.
Well, sure. Yeah, then you're making it public.
The thing is, he added them to her portfolio and continued using them. She's using them on projects. Mm-hmm. She's not giving them to someone else. She's using them herself.
Yeah. I mean, but there are commercial licenses and
yes, that's a confusing one.
Yeah. Josh says typically affects pre-rendered cityscape models to draw from a brush type or fonts. Yeah, I mean,
there's the thing is that it's hard to say that some kind of contract has really been broken if it's just a digital tool or an effect or something, because who's to say that this creator, this colorist, just didn't go off and buy it herself. She liked using them on Dawn's project, and then she went out and bought her own version of it.
Yeah, but if that didn't happen, I think the colorist owes Dawn a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Well, I should at least compensate her if that's the case.
Yeah. And some of those effects can be pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Some of those really, I didn't realize.
Yeah, some of those effects can be run you. I mean,
it's just not quite enough detail in that question to.
Yeah, a commercial license for an effect I saw was like $600 once.
Wow.
For an effect, digital of a video effect. For something like fire, you can get that pretty cheap. But
I think Dawn needs to have a very serious sit down with a colorist and see if she can't work out an agreement between the two of them.
Probably. Yep.
Let's see what we have here. Okay. One question actually was from Matthew, who was here last week with us, and I'll let him know that he has a question. But someone said Doris looks pretty good. Kudos to Matt for having a black female lead in a sci-fi book. WC. Probably war campaign trolling us.
Who's Doris?
Doris is Matthew Thornton's book. He was here with us last week.
This
is Doris. It's a pretty cool sci-fi book, and
I remember that one.
Yeah, and you can see that Matt has signed it, verifying that I am the backbone to his success, right there.
Yeah.
To very next to being the backbone of his success. I discovered Matthew when he was a young punk kid stealing tires off of the Batmobile, and
now, frankly, don't you guys find it a little bit? In this day and age, I find it a little bit funny that he's saying kudos for having a black female lead in a sci-fi book. There shouldn't be anything special about that. And I think these days, I'd like to think we're getting close to where that's not really going to be an issue anymore or a topic.
Mm-hmm.
Black female lead is not that big a deal.
Well, don't you know they made a big deal out of casting what's her name as Catwoman for the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson.
You're always going to have people upset over casting.
Yeah,
and I think
it's not like Catwoman hasn't been
black before.
Yeah,
you know what?
That's what I'm saying. It's like who cares, but they got to make a big deal out of it.
It's funny you guys mentioned that. My mother thought that Ruby Rose will make a better Catwoman than she does Batwoman.
Yeah, old style Selena Kyle. I could probably see that.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
But I think I mentioned off camera, I'm shocked that she's able to act as well as she does on Batwoman, because I had heard a lot of negative things about her acting.
Joshua says, "Oh look, Eva's on the book." You mean? This
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
And then our last question that we have, guys, is our question of the day. Are you ready?
The question of the day.
All right. It is.
Does it have to do with double lattes at all?
No double latte questions.
No.
Yeah.
Ah.
Who wants to read it?
Isn't the point of indie to go mainstream? Why so much hate for those that do? Casey.
No, the point of indie is not to go to mainstream.
McSkate is a troll marketing strategy.
The point is yourself.
You're right, Lewis. It's not the point to go mainstream. Indie is the point of being able to do what you want in your own environment you create. That's the point of doing indie.
And you have to ask yourself what the benefits are anymore, really, of going mainstream when you can create your own IP property and get it out there if you can.
It means the whole point of indie being mainstream, like having a successful enough property that the mainstream takes notice of it and supports it. That's a different situation. If he's talking about the point of going to indie so that the mainstream notices you so that you can go work for Marvel or DC, no.
Yeah. Well, see, a perfect example is like, say, Mark Schultz on Cadillac and Dinosaurs. I mean, he did the book because he wanted to do that type of book. And as successful as it was, it got picked up. I think, didn't Marvel reprint some of it for a little bit, or?
Yeah, I think it was Epic.
Yeah, but Mark Schultz wasn't looking to have that happen. He was perfectly happy to have it be just what it was. So now, granted, Mark is incredibly talented. I mean, for a book to be that successful is largely due to his amazing abilities. But
he's currently been doing the Prince Valiant strip for the last, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah, he's been writing it for quite a long time.
Probably longer than that. Yeah,
that's longer. Yeah. But the thing is, we don't certainly. I don't think any of us here have any hate for
Tom Yates.
Yeah. No, I'm perfectly happy to see go
across the streams.
Ray, what did you
so
do?
Much hate? Lately, we've been seeing a lot of the mainstream talent trying to go indie.
Oh yeah,
we're seeing these people fall.
Well, they're doing both. A lot of them are doing both.
Out of the larger companies into the smaller ones.
Well, and frankly, any independent creator that does go mainstream, more power to them. I'm perfectly happy for them. Yeah. I don't have any hate for that kind of situation.
Well, let me put it this way.
Do what you want to do.
I mean, if you can get it, I guess. But I mean, yes, it does get annoying when someone's putting out 20 books a month, because that means your book isn't coming out if that person's being properly supported. They haven't got, because retailers don't have money for it.
Say that again, Lewis. Say that again. I didn't quite catch that.
Creators putting out 20 titles a month between multiple publishers every month, that's going to hurt you and Randy and me, because they're going to support that creator. The retailers they're not going to buy our books.
Only if that creator is worth investing in.
I see the point, but it seems kind of abstract. You're not thinking of any particular creator that's doing that.
Cullen Bunn.
Who?
Cullen Bunn.
And he's put out
as many as 20 books a month between 8 different publishers as a writer.
Oh, as a writer. Oh.
Well, it doesn't matter if they're the writer or the artist or whatever.
Lewis just said it hurts me, Randy, and forgot all about me. Am I a joke to you, Lewis? I'm messing with you, but I you know what? If someone can put out 20 books a month,
well, there's certainly not. There's not a whole lot of people doing that, and how
actually the average writer's putting out 8 books a month right now.
Really?
Yep.
8 shitty books.
That's why they have a bad product on the stands.
Yeah, they're expanded too much, and that's why so many of these books from the independents, so-called independents, I guess you could call them, they're selling low numbers and they're also writing for Marvel, and they're selling low numbers because we've only got so much money that we can spend, even if it's somebody we like, and we want to buy more than one writer at a time. So we end up cherry picking what title we like, and the other books aren't making money. So the writer's wanting, I'm not making any money. I need to go do more books.
Well, I don't blame anybody for wanting to work more and make more, but is their selling of their product truly interfering with anybody else's sales?
I think it is.
How,
In my opinion.
but if their titles aren't selling great, I mean, they can put out $20 a month, but if they only have a handful of an audience buying these 20 books, certainly there's enough of an audience to buy other books.
Eventually, they'll get caught up too. Yeah, but it takes a while.
I don't know if we necessarily.
There have been people that have been flushed out of the industry.
Yeah. I can't imagine any creators that are so
for lack of sales, that
have such an enamored audience that this audience just simply sucks up other audiences for other books.
Yeah.
I just, what's this guy's name? Colin Dunn?
Cullen Bunn. CULLEN.
He's got to be really prolific. None of us have heard of him or know any of the titles that he's done. What's he
I've heard of
X-Men Blue for Marvel.
What?
He's done X-Men.
Yeah, he's done X-Men. He's done a couple.
Not doing X-Men now.
No, it's Hickman's job now.
Oops. What else is he doing? 20 books a month.
Venom.
Who?
Venom.
Is he still writing Venom?
I think he currently is. I believe so.
I know. I think Stegman's drawing that, right?
Yeah.
I think right.
I don't read much Marvel, so I just know the names of some of the stuff he's on. But
I can't fault.
I'm trying to find the most current stuff.
Is that a pen name? If he's doing 20 books a month?
No, it's all him.
Hey, I can't fault anybody that has the ability to create that much content.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I mean, more power to you.
Collect that check, that COG check, as long as you can get it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time in the 90s when I had at least 5 different projects on my drawing board for months at a time. And I was able to get the work out, but I would never turn down the amount of work if I was able to do it, just because I think I might be taking work from somebody else. So I understand your point, Louis, from an abstract point of view, from a philosophical stand. But in reality, gosh, if somebody can crank out that much work and if it's worth buying, more power to them. But
well, I guess it just depends on what you think is worth buying. I mean, a lot of these books that he's doing are selling like $4 to $10K is all.
Yeah, then there'll be quick flashes and they'll disappear. It's just somebody who's probably knows, what to kiss and when.
Yeah,
those people usually don't last for very long.
I've been around for 20 years, Randy.
Colin Bunn's been around for 20 years.
Yeah, he started in '99.
No kidding. Well,
he must be really prolific.
More power to him.
I don't think anybody's mentioned a memorable story, a line that he's done yet.
He did that Deadpool accuses the Marvel universe.
We'll forget the Marvel stuff. I mean, oh geez, let me see if I can find this stuff because I don't read him. I just know he exists.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I want to talk to you guys too about and hold on.
He's got Regression, Cold Spots, Unearth, and let's see what else.
Are those Image books? Dark Horse?
Those are all Image.
Oh yeah, there you go.
He's got
do a little research on how Image works.
A
lot of that he's probably paying to get done, or somebody's paying him to help him get it done. Image isn't making a lot of money for their creators right now.
Right. Let's see.
Unless you're Kirkman.
He's Harrow County, Manor Black. Let's see what else. For Dark Horse.
At least with Dark Horse, they probably pay off in advance.
Yeah, Conan, Halo. What else has he done?
Licensed books.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Sounds like it.
He's done stuff for Dynamite. He's done stuff for Valiant. He's done stuff for pretty much everybody at some point.
Let's see. Okay. So Eric said, "Let the market decide." And M3SOD says, "I don't hear much about any mainstream creator these days."
Well, let the market decide. Well, who's the market? It's the retailers. The retailers are looking at it as, well, I can market this guy because it's like an X-Men. There's 50 million different titles for X-Men. I'll pimp X-Men. There's 50 million books by this author or this artist. I'll pimp every book by that creator. That's what I'm saying. They're not marketing everything.
And then again, how good is his marketing prowess if he's only moving 4,000 books?
Yeah.
Just to the retailers, though, that doesn't mean what's not selling through to the consumer.
Exactly.
Well, I talked to you guys about something.
I don't know what.
Other than that, it's just companies wasting their money.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about? And I don't know if I know Randy, you've been following it, and I don't know if our viewers have been, but the rise of Allegiance, Allegiance Arts, which is ran by the Brightwisers.
M3SOZ. I don't hear much about any mainstream creator these days. Yep.
I mean, well,
that's true. In terms of mainstream creators, it's not like, say, back with like this variant. Back when Jim Lee was an X-Men, you heard about him everywhere because the market wasn't nearly as saturated back then. Mm-hmm. And Marvel had the big promotional machine in place.
Yeah, but he was only doing one book a month.
Yeah, exactly.
And the readership was at least 5 times bigger than what the comic readership is now.
Oh, yeah. So it's not that there aren't creators that could deserve that kind of coverage that Jim Lee had back then, but the machine is not in place to promote anybody like they used to do Lee. And no other mainstream companies are interested in seeing their creators get that kind of promotion. Mm-hmm. No company wants to set any creator up to possibly do another image type leap like those guys did back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Very true.
So
what I was referring to, Josh, is Allegiance Arts. It's to launch a comic book triple pack next week featuring Marshall Bass Reeves, Nora Saga, and the Futures. Now they've already launched this.
That's already launched, yeah.
But the founding of their company, Allegiance Arts, is pretty big news. The Brightwisers are pretty well known in the comic book industry, and
who are they? They're not. I don't know.
Well, they
corporate box monkeys, I guess. No, M3SOZ. I'm sure he wasn't talking about that.
They did. Elizabeth did Sarah. She's a part. She worked on this with Garth Ennis and Steve Epting. Hold on, I'll go to full
She's
screen.
more known as a colorist.
Let me kick you up there.
All right.
Yeah.
From TKO. Sorry, we got a splash right on there. Elizabeth Brightwiser. Was she the colorist on this? And her husband.
They both were.
Yeah,
I believe.
And these are gorgeous books from TKO, by the way. These are nice books. But me and there's an unboxing of these that me and Eric did on the Indie Vote channel. He says yes, good for them. M3 says yes, good for them. They have not fulfilled Red Rooster yet. Very late. Is Red Rooster not?
Very late.
Is Red Rooster not out yet?
No.
No Red Rooster. Is that cock blocking?
That was going to be one of my complaints.
Trico is completely unhinged.
Finally, a Nora Saga I want to read.
Okay.
So they've not filled that book. They've not filled that book yet. I did not know that M3SOZ.
He hasn't finished that book yet.
I assumed it was out.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually,
much later than Cyberfrog, and a lot less flack.
Was Red Rooster part of?
Say that again.
Is Red Rooster part of?
Who? What?
Is Red Rooster part of?
Allegiance?
Cyberfrog guy. What's his name?
No. They're friends, and they mutually promote each other. But
Red Rooster is its own thing, and you're saying does that come through TKO?
No, that was through Breitweiser's.
Yeah, Elizabeth
And that's what
Breitweiser
it
worked.
was.
That was a
Okay.
campaign that was started, I believe, at the same time, if not before, Cyberfrog.
I've never heard of that one.
Red Rooster. It's on Indiegogo.
I'll pull it
Okay.
up. I'll pull it up right now.
Let's read Josh's comment here. So,
Okay.
instead of having to rely on, put that back
Whoop.
up. God,
Sorry,
Oh.
that was my fault.
I was
So
gonna
instead
yell.
of having to go ahead. You're going to read it?
Instead of having to rely on 3 separate indie titles selling solo and solo fan bases, you merge them all to boost sales numbers and lower production costs with the illusion of better boxing.
Yeah.
That was a separate company, isn't it, from Alliance?
No, that Allegiance Arts.
Allegiance?
Allegiance Arts. That's the Norse Saga Bass.
Yeah, but the
Reeds
Sarah
and-
product that you were showing earlier, that wasn't.
Oh yeah,
Allegiance,
that's
right?
TKO. Yeah, that's no.
TKO.
Yeah, but he put that up before the TKO.
Okay, what? Somebody help me decipher this. What exactly is Joshua referring to?
He's referring to the Allegiance Arts 3-pack Founders Edition book they're doing.
They started an Indiegogo campaign offering 3 different products under one company name.
Oh, and who did this?
Breitweiser's, and they went out and found other creators to work on these properties.
Yeah, so the book is what 70-something pages, I think.
Who?
The book they're putting out right now, the Founders Edition.
Well, I think
are they all together in one book? I thought they were 3 separate floppies.
The way I got it was all together in one book, but it could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could
That would be awesome if they did it as a hardback.
Josh's comment. I mean, the thing is, that's actually not a bad strategy if he's talking about them merging them all into one package.
Yeah.
That's not a bad promotional effort if that'll gain a bigger audience.
Let's see here. Hold on. I'll pull it up. I'll pull that up too. Everything here on my computer. All right. The Futurist. Let's see here. Futurist, Nora Saga, Bass Reed's comic bundle. So it might be 73 pages total. Maybe it could be separate books, but maybe just add all the pages together. Yeah.
Each book. So there's 3 different books.
Yeah. $65 get you the signature edition bundle. Founders edition bundle, $25. It's not bad. 24 pages each book. Yeah, okay. So yeah. But everyone's excited. But people I've spoke to are really excited about a new company.
M3 SAS seems to have a problem with some things not being fulfilled, though.
Yeah.
Some nerve to keep crowdfunding after not fulfilling that well-funded first book.
Well, yeah, I was about to pull that up. Let's see here.
Oh, was there a controversy about
The Red Rooster is.
He does have a point.
It was back on August 24th.
Yeah.
Officially on August 24th, 2018.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this thing to share.
I got it up.
Okay.
Yeah, so $194,510.
Now the thing is, the thing was estimated to ship in March of this year. So here we are, 7 months later, and it hasn't been fulfilled. And you were saying it was as bad as
7 months later?
Yeah, it was supposed to come
Oh,
out.
that's when the campaign closed.
No, it's when it says you're going to deliver.
Oh,
Does that
Where, in
have a
August?
Right here, go up, Varian, up.
I can't go up anymore. That's the way computers work. I'm up at top of the screen.
you can go down, scroll down.
Okay.
Scroll it up. Estimated shipping, March 2019.
Okay.
This is October. Okay,
No,
so
it's not as bad as Cyberfrog then.
Not yet. And
Not
but
yet.
but the thing is, here's the thing. I don't see Mitch and Elizabeth doing 12-hour podcasts every stinking day. I do see Ethan doing that all the time.
He's not doing 12-hour podcasts. He's lucky if he does 2 or 3.
He does do a lot of podcasts.
He does a lot of podcasts.
A lot of YouTube
And he does a
videos.
lot of car videos.
I want to do a car video.
Well, wait, Marion, can you go to their updates?
Sure. October 7th.
What do you have to say about it?
Hello, Red Rooster backers. The Legion's Indiegogo campaign is live. That's bad. Debut issues of the Futurist, Nora Saga, and Bass Reeds by a host of talented creators, including Kevin Grievous, Butch Geis, David Williams, Blake Northcott, Kelsey Shannon, Eric Weathers, and more. An incredible group. Access your order of the Dawn $3 discount secret perk with this email link. Look for the Order of Dawn label at the top right hand of the page. This has been an incredible group effort with so many talented creators and staff members involved. They humble me. It has been my great honor to be at the center of so much creativity and great work. And now our launch is lifted. The blazing trail is clear, and I get back to work on Red Rooster. Thank you so much for being part of everything we are creating. I know you will love these books, and I hope you will tell a friend. Now back to Red Rooster. Mitch Brightweiser, look for the Order of the Dawn perk.
So this October 6th, just last week, actually.
The 7th, I think. Yeah, October 7th
So,
at noon. 8 days ago.
8 days. So the thing is, he's saying that there's another discount they can get
crowdfunding more books
without sending off the initial orders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you think he's just stringing people along, or is he just?
No, I think he stalled Red Rooster for 6 months while he put Allegiance together.
Oh,
that could be.
And which, in my opinion, is kind of bad form. Should
Yeah,
have done
it is.
Red Rooster and then kicked Allegiance off.
And so, I mean, M3SOZ has a point. Some nerve to keep crowdfunding after not feeling that well-funded first book.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of, I've said it before, we kind of have this thing where it's like, hey, don't come out asking for money for issue 2 when you haven't fulfilled the first thing.
Right.
Sure.
You know, I understand what they're trying to do, but it is bad form when you got people out here saying, hey, where's my damn book?
I honestly think it's going to affect the sales of the Allegiance product.
See what the comments are.
Until the Red Rooster is fulfilled.
2 hours ago. Yeah, is there any news on Red Rooster? Is Mitch joining? Perhaps a live stream updating anyone? Maybe a tweet somewhere? There is action on your new campaign, so why not here? I would like to refund for my project. My interest is now non-existent in this or future projects. You got people say they're not worried, but I have something to convey. You have to fill this book in order to stay your business plan. That much is obvious. However, now that you've launched a second crowdfund, you need to announce an estimated fulfillment date for your first book. This is essential. I may back your new campaign near the end of the funding period. Good luck. Launching a new campaign while your first book is only half complete after over a year is a complete joke. I've lost a customer for life. Can I have a refund, please?
Okay, wait.
See, that's going to come back and bite him.
This latest update, he should have posted not news on the new campaign, but an update. Give me what these people are asking for.
Yes.
a news on when it's going to ship and what the deal is. Keeping everybody informed is essential to making any crowdfunding work.
Yep.
And he's not doing it. He's dropping the ball big time.
Yeah.
Well, it sure does look that way.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, Randy. I was looking at Ethan's pages. There's some 6 hours and 5 hours, and the way it showed up on my YouTube, that was back to back. So that's why.
Gotcha.
There are people. These people have Josh said, is the update after that on the 6th about Allegiant as well? Let me go look at that. Josh, hold on 1 second. I understand what you're asking now.
I believe it is. He was making a deal about Allegiance being launched, so now he's back at Red Rooster.
October 6th. To our earliest backers, the trip has been a long one and hopefully a thrilling one, and you have a heartfelt thanks for the continued enthusiasm. To our newest backers, thank you for joining us and helping us bring the Red Rooster adventure to life. From the very humble beginnings of Red Rooster to a robust Allegiance Arts launch, and all the highs and the lows and incredible talent and the personal foibles in between. Is it foibles or foibles? Foibles?
Foibles. You have to wonder how much of this would have been prevented if he had bothered to have finished Red Rooster, even if it was, getting Allegiance a couple of issues up to finish Red Rooster, get it fulfilled, get it out there, and then announce Allegiance.
Let me finish with that. We are on the eve of celebrating the culmination of the great efforts of a larger group of talented individuals as our Allegiance Publishing Initiative comes online. My personal excitement is tempered by the time this effort is taken away from the work of great passion that is Red Rooster in recent weeks, months even. Yet Red Rooster is inextricably linked with Allegiance Arts and will soon again receive the focus that the book and the backers deserve. October and November will be busy months for Red Rooster, and we will be sure to share them with you in campaign updates. Allegiant staff will be operating what we've all built, and I can return to being a humble ink slinger until we finish Red Rooster, Golden Age, and fulfill our obligation. Getting an accurate fulfillment date is high priority as well. After all, I'm dying to get on with the next chapters of the Frank Cooper story and eventually to reveal the mysteries of the Order of the Dawn and the Red Rooster Legacy Project. There is so much story to tell. For those interested in what we are doing with the huge group effort that is Allegiance and a special perk exclusively for Red Rooster backers, please read on. Beyond this initial announcement, I won't be using Red Rooster updates to discuss the Allegiance campaign. I hope you all choose to celebrate with us alongside these tremendous talents. Thank you all, Mitch Brightweiser.
Okay, yeah, not finished yet.
Yeah, but you did. He says beyond. Beyond this initial announcement, I won't be using Red Rooster updates to discuss Allegiance campaign. The next day,
I won't mention Allegiance again, but by Allegiance.
Well, he did.
I'm doing this Allegiance. Yeah,
there's obviously that is somebody who is desperately behind what he's doing and doesn't want to have to answer for problems.
If I had invested in this campaign, I would definitely be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he wants everybody to just simply leave him alone while he goes about doing it whatever he wants. And
when he should have done this first.
Josh says, okay, so yeah, not finished yet. M3 SOZ says 194,000. A lot of money. People who back books may see that and see it isn't fulfilled and be hesitant to back other good faith projects on Indiegogo. He also says that Indiegogo could get a bad reputation for being a den of thieves.
Well, you know, it's these people. If they don't fulfill the campaigns, those people will be known as swindlers, not necessarily Indiegogo. Now, whether or not Mitch is giving refunds to people that are requesting it, that I'd like to know.
Yeah, Indiegogo.
Red Rooster.
I hope though that Indiegogo has some type of things in place that will help kind of penalize him for not.
Well, a lot of Well, the penalty is supposed to be he's not supposed to start another campaign until this one's fulfilled.
But is the other one a Kickstarter or is it Indiegogo?
No, it's an Indiegogo.
They're both Indiegogos.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, it's.
But the thing is, he probably did this one under Mitch.
Brightweiser, and the other one is under Allegiance. Yes. Yep. I'm sure that's how he got away with it.
It is.
Oh,
he shouldn't have.
He's setting himself up for a shitstorm of trouble.
I think he's getting that if you look at the comment.
And you know what's really messed up, guys? What's going to really piss people off, and I understand why everyone would get mad. Is I'll share it here. I mean, but I don't think any of those titles in the Futurist, Nora Saga, and Bass Reads, any of that from them? Because if you look at this, complete and ready to print.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the project
by the end of the campaign, there is an asterisk there.
Yeah.
But no, those books aren't by them, by Brightweiser. They're by Butch Geis and Rick Magyar and the other people. So,
well, also the big thing is here, the big sticking point is that Mitch stopped Red Rooster in order to form this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all one company. They're all all of the properties in that are all under one brand. I don't even think they're creator owned. I think Brightweiser owns all three of these.
I don't know.
Says M3SOZ says I've seen some decent looking books on Indiegogo that are not getting the support that just a handful of CG is getting. I think that matter of fact, Eric can attest to that. Eric had a book and he's working on it now. His Roddy Piper book, licensed from the Piper family, the Piper estate, and there was I think Eric, if you're still in the chat, I think you were on Indiegogo, right? I don't think you did Kickstarter. I think it was Indiegogo, but yeah, I don't think that. I know that they had just missed funding. I know it's flexible funding, so he was still able to get those orders. But there are people who aren't getting exposure on those platforms, and they end up not fulfilling, or they end up not funding, or they end up falling way short of their deadline or their how much they need it. Gosh, I would venture to say that if I were the Bright Wires, I would not launch another campaign until that Red Rooster book is finished.
No, I
Shouldn't have, but they did.
The only thing they're doing work on any of these is the Futurists as colorists. The other books have nothing to do with Bass Reeves.
You need to go back and listen. The Ethan had a stream with Mitch on, and he was talking about each of the projects and what he had contributed to each of all of these are his ideas.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
In other words, he hired other people to do his ideas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But he had to take time off from Red Rooster in order to organize and get everything here together. That's why he made that note on Red Rooster going, hey, back on Red Rooster now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see? And I'm not trying to pick on the Bright Wires just because, I'm not trying to pick on them.
Yeah.
But I would like to see. Let me see. When was the next update? When were the updates? Wow. Yeah, so August 17th was the last update. And then right before they launched the
any word about Allegiance on that?
Allegiance? No, not on the August. Okay. 2 months ago, August 17th. I don't see anywhere. Let me see here. Let me check. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah. As you can see, we're pouring a incredible amount of passion into these projects. Great stories are at the heart of everything we're doing with Allegiance Arts, and to that end, we're excited to share that several pages have been added to Red Rooster Golden Age to better serve Rooster fans and the epic story of Frank Cooper. That's all for now. We hope you'll enjoy this sneak peek of Red Rooster's artwork along with behind-the-scenes photos of Allegiance bullpen hard at work. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they put some stuff up, but gosh, I really think that they needed to.
I don't know.
Yeah, like MS3 or M3SOZ says, he's seen some decent looking books on Indiegogo that aren't getting support that the Comic Skater books are getting. Well, that's kind of what we're supposed to be doing, is finding these and promoting them here on Indiegogo. We just haven't been doing that.
Eric says yes, no one I know contributed to his book, his Piper book. And Eric, how long was your campaign running? Was it 430 days? Josh says 3 comic artists sitting at a hotel bar after an unsuccessful weekend. We should start our own company. One knocks over his drink, exclaiming, "We should totally start our own comic company." M3SOZ says he should have just crowdfunded to start a comic book company with the titles mentioned. Yeah, that might have been a better idea. I
don't know.
I think people crowdfunding cons now.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the things that Ethan mentioned. Ethan mentioned that.
I don't know why crowdfunding for your own company is going to make any difference if they have a hard time just getting out the couple books that they've done. I mean,
that's something you did with your Kickstarter, right? You tried to fund a whole company.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to start kind of a line of comics. Mm-hmm. That was
I missed that.
I didn't get funded, so nobody.
Quite a few years ago, though, too.
Yeah. I mean, I remember was the whole. I thought we were just doing August.
Well, August was going to be part of it. It was going to be August. My character Maton, my fantasy characters, Quintessell's Rogues. I had several properties in mind. And I thought, okay, if I can get enough money to start this line, I can just work on these titles as I go. Okay. It was far more ambitious than I could have pulled off at the time, and luckily it didn't get funded. And that certainly showed me that if I'm going to do anything, it's got to be of a limited scope, and it's got to be, I was in love with the notion of a crowdfunding situation that could actually, literally, no pun intended, kickstart, a whole line of books that would keep me going for years. But
I've been trying to tell what's his name, who does the Atomic Comics brand.
What's his name?
The Atomic what?
Atomic Pulp Comics.
Oh,
yeah, gosh, he's got a great series of covers he's created.
I was getting his name.
Oh, Christopher Mills.
Yeah, Christopher Mills.
Yeah, yes, Chris Mills.
I kept trying to tell him to get the things funded instead of going through, print on demand, because nobody will get them for me on the print on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's slowly assembling the content. I mean, he's got these covers made up, which look great, and I don't know how much. I don't know how far his content is, the interior stuff.
What I've seen of it, it looks really good.
On indieplanet.com.
Yeah.
Oh, are some of the titles out now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Available on print on demand.
Yeah.
I would love to know if he's able to make any kind of a headway with them. If he's got,
That's the next thing.
Eric said that his campaign ran for 45 days. Eric, you guys, have you thought of maybe doing like a second run on it, or maybe a different cover or something a little different, to see if you can, push to get some more people now to try to, make to get the difference of the book that you didn't get printed the first time. I wonder if maybe now with a little bit more exposure, you might be able to get closer to that target goal.
By 45, he's got.
You ran it for 45 days.
45 days.
45 days, all right.
Just want to say hello to Sim.
Yeah, Sim,
Hey,
how's
Sim.
it going?
Haven't heard from you in a while, buddy.
Yeah, I sent you a link if you want to come in, Sim. M3SOZ says, kind of seen what they did, but did not mention it as a mission statement.
Oh, he means like allegiance?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like they did. They just didn't make it as a mission statement, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's yeah, I don't know if I would be comfortable. I mean, look, anytime you back something, it doesn't come right back out. It doesn't come out. Oh, yeah, it doesn't come out. Then you get distraught. You don't want to back any comics. Randy hasn't got a bunch of books, and he said he's not funding anything else until.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see some packages in the mail.
Randy says, Eric says, nope, he hasn't thought about funding. Hasn't thought about opening his book up again to more funding. Simon says, I got funded on my second try 2 weeks after the first one and got funded in 2 weeks.
Good for him.
Simon, have you clear? I don't want to talk out of school here, but did you get the issue taken care of with you were having some problems with Indiegogo and making sure that they transferred that money to you? Did you get that settled? I know we talked about it on Twitter. It was publicly there, so I figured I could speak about it here. Hopefully you got that cleared up. And Eric says exposure bucks. That down.
Bucks.
That's what it is. Yeah, that Sim's signature looks awfully familiar. I think I've seen his work.
Yeah, we've had him here.
We had him on the show a couple months back.
It's like I've seen the signature, some artwork online somewhere. Simon, did you get your product finished from the funding and shipped and delivered?
Never give up.
That's good.
He's still waiting for his money from.
No, I'm still waiting for my
It's
money.
in your Facebook, Simon.
Oh,
it's in your Facebook Messenger. I can send it again if you want, but nope, still waiting for my money. Yeah, that's and I'll send it again.
So was it Indiegogo or Kickstarter?
Indiegogo.
So Indiegogo hasn't passed the funds to him yet.
Yeah.
Right, they were telling him that it was something related to the bank said it was their fault, or it wasn't their fault. Indiegogo said they sent the money. He's gonna come in. He'll be able to catch us up to speed with it. I
believe he's Canadian,
there he is.
Right?
Yep, here he is.
There he is.
Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Hey,
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I've still been waiting. It's been 2 months. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Is that longer than when they said they would deliver the funds?
It was supposed to take 2 weeks.
10 days.
The thing is that they keep telling me that they tried and it keeps being returned from my bank. My bank tells me that there's no attempt done. And it took like at least 2 months for them to actually answer me a different copy paste answer.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they asked me like, send us your info again, IBAN number, your SWIFT number. Then I waited another month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then they sent me another message because I'm like, it didn't work. So they sent me another message going, oh, we only use the ACH, whatever, ACL, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So they're treating my account like it's not international. So it's like
that ACH is automatic clearinghouse, automated clearinghouse. I've had to unfortunately deal with those. Me and the wife with annuities. Yeah.
You're still in the midst of trying to get this resolved, right?
Yeah. So far, the only option I have is to open a U.S. American located account because it's like they forgot that I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, okay, so we're talking border problems, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you updating all your contributors about this problem? So they're
Of course I am. Of course I am regularly.
good. That's
This is book Blood Hunt. Now it's no longer you're no longer able to. Are you able to get the book or not?
Yeah, I'm in
Are
demand.
you able to?
Yeah, I'm in demand.
Okay, you're saying
On
on demand.
demand.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you are able to get it, and it is a fantastic looking book. $25 to get you a signed copy, physical copy of the book.
Yeah,
And
64 pages, and I'm already 52 page in.
okay, all right, yeah.
it's a 60-page book
64. Yeah.
and self-contained.
Yeah. Self-contained with two possible sequel.
Oh wow.
Eric Hodgson
I
says.
think my books like movies. Yeah.
Eric Hodgson says Sim. Eric
AJ?
Hodgson is a part of the yeah. He's
Wait, Sim, I'm sorry. What did you say? What about a movie? Did you say movie?
No, I said I treat them like a movie.
Oh, you treat them like a movie. Oh, I see.
Yeah. Like one
Well,
full
it-
contained story with a possible sequel. So no big cliffhanger. You get a full story, but there's 2 sequels planned if people like it.
Okay.
cool.
So it's encouraging to see you. It seems like you're handling it very responsibly, obviously, and that's an example everybody should follow. That is, especially when they're running into these unique problems like you're having. So as long as your audience or your contributors, your donors are aware of what's going on, I think they'll stick with you. I think hopefully it'll get resolved soon. And
So far, I've got from my backers, everybody's supportive. Everybody knows about it, and they're supportive about it. They even like berated Indiegogo with me with complaints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, never hurts to let the source know there being a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, and then you mind if I look through your updates, Sim?
Hmm?
You mind if I click on your updates here?
Go.
Okay. I mean, you're looking at he October 7th. He's on there with an update. He lets everybody know the campaign ended August 18th. He's not yet received the funds due to some unexplained reason. Indiegogo tells me the transfer is not completed. I think accounts says it should be okay, but got no transfer attempts. So I mean, you're letting everybody know. So at least they're in the loop about what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. And today I shared a tweet. I'm gonna make the update like in a few minutes. But I shared it on Twitter. I shared actually the screen cap of all the refuse funding.
Gotcha. Do you have any any idea, or do you have any notion that you might be getting near a resolution, or
No, not yet. No.
okay?
The only thing I know is that I took an appointment with my bank to try and open a USD located account.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try and deal with that way.
That might be a good solution.
Because I've been trying to remember Indiegogo that I'm Canadian, and it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah.
Indiegogo should be able to make send you a certified check or something when something like that happens and they can't get it.
They should, but there's the biggest problem with Indiegogo is everything's automated. I've noticed that from the support to the wire, everything's automated.
And it's not Indigo, it's everybody. But this is something that needs to be changed in our banking system, not just internationally, but period.
And I've also come to realize that by sharing that problem on my Indiegogo and on Twitter and stuff like that, I've had people come to me who they had the same problem. Like, I don't know if you remember Samurai and Dinosaur, there's Super Aram, there's a whole bunch of those guys that came to me and go, we had the same issue and we all finish our funding on Saturday and Sunday. So it would seem that that's one of the main thing that I've noticed that we all have similar.
Your campaign
on Saturday night to Sunday or something.
Okay. Interesting.
So I always plan to finish it during the week. They don't have issues usually.
Sim, do you and you obviously you need those funds so you can put the book out.
Yeah.
So they I mean they're really screwing you over. I mean
yeah, I'm a self-employed single father of 2, and I do need my money to finish that book and give it away.
I can't imagine. I would be livid. I could.
I am. I'm practicing Wusa every day.
What every day?
Wusa.
Wusa, you rub your ears. It's a joke, like Wusa, like meditating.
Because I'd be livid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I am. But
You know what the problem is?
You do have to remain professional and think of the backers, right?
Yeah.
Well, again, a good attitude in your part. Trying to stay constructive versus destructive.
Thank you.
You know what it is? It's that he's Canadian, and they're just nice, and they don't get mad.
Too nice.
Oh, we get mad. We get mad. It just takes a bit more, but when we do,
Yeah, it's like
you know when they say about the nice guys, right?
Say again?
I said I got Canadian.
Yeah, my wife's got some French Canadian, but you're Italian, so that that takes away all the Canadian points you had.
Well, Randy, didn't we run into that niceness when we were using Printy and Print to do the arrow books?
On money? No, we never had that problem with money.
No, I mean on the nicest of Canadians.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kim was awesome.
Oh yeah, they were terribly polite.
Terribly polite.
Sim,
Yeah,
if you need
Kim kept telling me he doesn't know why we work so hard.
Too.
Sim, if you need us to like go up to like Indiegogo and break some kneecaps, we could do that for you.
At this point, I appreciate all the help.
Yeah. And I'll write a story about it. I'll write a story and put it up on IndieVote tomorrow. I would like to bring attention as to why this man can't get his money for his campaign to close down, because you can't start the next campaign.
Nope.
Even if you were ready, you can't start it. Even if you
Nope.
wanted to start a new campaign right now, you can't do it.
And that's being very responsible, unlike Mr. Brightwise.
And I'm also delayed. And I do agree with you about Brett Weiser. Go watch my blonde talk on YouTube. You'll understand. I went over it and I complained.
Okay,
what that said.
Your YouTube is what?
YouTube, it's Simon Simpotier, and the show's called Blunt Talk. And
Blunt Talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you contribute to that? Did you contribute to that campaign?
Which campaign?
What Brightweiser was doing?
Red Rooster?
No. It's just that we went over the campaign and I compared it to Smiller's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because three books, one shot, no book delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those 3 books are done, but not, he's just starting the other one, and I'm like, okay, I'm done here.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming in for a while with us, man. Thank you.
My pleasure. I love being here. You guys are
good to
you
have
guys
you
are great.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime you want to come in, let me know.
Let us know how it turns out. We're going to be interested.
Oh yeah, keep us posted.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good one.
Yep.
I've just been a bit busy lately.
Oh yeah, I understand.
I imagine.
Yeah. All right, so you have a good night.
Have a good one. Later.
Thank you.
And
Take
thanks
care.
for having me, and see you next time.
Yep, see you. So
he sounds like somebody that would be really good to work with, I think.
Yeah.
Very conscientious, and he obviously believes in keeping his eye on the ball. So
yeah. So I we're reaching 2 o'clock hour, which we normally shut this thing down. Everybody, where can Randy and my raccoon hat? Everyone, where can we find
what's going on with this deal? With Indiegogo, and he wasn't getting paid. That raccoon hat would have lit on fire from the flames coming out of his.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, you guys would have heard every Facebook post would have been about how I'm getting screwed by Indiegogo. I would have called it Indie Ho Ho, Indie Low Blow.
Lola, are you going to let him talk like that?
Oh, she would have been cussing too.
Oh, all right.
I'm worse than him.
Yeah.
Oh, all this is a family thing.
Yeah. We've got no class. Yeah,
this is the thing about crowdfunding with a lot of these things. That's why I've been saying in the past that we need to try and find other ways besides crowdfunding, where people, if you're wanting to buy a book, buy a subscription direct for X number of issues instead of buying an Indiegogo package or a Kickstarter package, because these things happen and you can send them a PayPal payment or send them something else direct where they get it that way instead.
M3 SOZ. So never crowdfund on
Indiegogo
IGG from Canada.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the problem, as much as he said he's found a lot of people who end their campaigns on the weekend have a hard time getting their money.
Yeah.
That's
That Indiegogo is so automated.
Because
that
if that's the
don't
problem,
return it right.
if that's the problem, I'll start crowdfunding for Canadians today. I'll call it Maple Money.
Maple Money.
And it'll be crowdfunding. I'll be rich.
There you go.
Variant.
Yeah.
Get rich off of 5%. That'll be
That's a devious
that'll be
perk.
great.
5. I'm taking up to 10. They want their money, don't they?
The 10.
They have no other choice.
Plus the exchange rate.
I will say this: next time we're on, Lewis. I'm going to want to expand on what you just said about the different packages and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into it now because I got to go too. But remind me, I want to explore what you said. So we'll take a pin in that and get back to it.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for watching us tonight. It's been a pleasure. Guys, where can we find you offline? We'll start with Scott because he's got the newest channel. Well, it's not even a channel, it's a show.
Have a show. The Scott Roseman Show.
Yeah.
We can actually two things right now. One, I'll be over in Mount Pleasant at Fantasticon this weekend.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're sorry. Oh. You're not yet, but you will be. You and that damn raccoon hat. Okay. I'm going to be at Fantasticon in Mount Pleasant this weekend for the Saturday and Sunday. And then I believe I'm going to be doing another one of my shows Monday at 6. I think I'm going to stick with that time and day for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find me either at Mount Pleasant. I'm not going to be at the casino. I'm not going to be at the slots. I'm going to be in the show.
Yeah. Only while the show is on, but it's a 2-day show.
Oh man! And then next Monday at 6 p.m. I'll try and send you guys a link, or just go to my Facebook page. You'll see it at Monday at 6. That's where you can find me.
Awesome, sir. And then you've got again this is the Scott Roseman Show, starring Hugh Beaumont.
And Scott Roseman.
Yeah. And that you put the time up for that too every day. When it's not every day, but you put the time the scheduling up.
No, the next time is
I used to help run the Montreal Fantasticon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right, Sim? Yeah. Fantasticon has seen better days.
Joshua, you can find Scott's show on his Facebook channel.
Yes.
He does on his Facebook channel, and I'm also ripping the audio and putting it on Indie Volt Radio. Because
I appreciate that. Not that you have my permission, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get your permission. I'm not gonna give you a penny when it gets ads either. It's gonna be awesome. The best deal ever.
You said it, voice.
And this is that is a weird nuance. Sounds like don't feed a gremlin after midnight. So we'll go. Lewis, what are you doing?
I'm doing daily videos on my YouTube channel, Quote the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven.
Mm-hmm.
And I will also start doing Quote the Raven at Facebook Live, which will be a different channel. And every Thursday, you can find me at Quote the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven on YouTube as well.
Cool.
9 p.m.
I saw you inking a little bit the other day. It looked pretty cool.
I've been doing two inks, 2 pieces a day since the beginning of the month.
Excellent. For
Inktober. One for the official prompt, and then one that was for my personal challenges. And so
awesome.
And Mr. Zimmerman, where can we find you at?
My next convention's at the Grand Rapids Con. It's November 7th and 8th, I believe, that weekend.
Okay.
I will be there, and I will probably be moderating at least one panel. Plus the Zim Geek channel. Subscribe to Zim Geek on YouTube. I just kicked a video out about my Preserver superhero team here a day or so ago. And working on more stuff for that. So, plus, getting back on the comic book horse.
Excellent.
Josh says Lewis knows how to do it. As for me, I will be at the Black Power in Comics convention in Ohio, Wilberforce, Ohio this weekend. I'll be bringing some of my books down there. Lola and I'll be there. Even though she's white, apparently they're gonna let her in. I've worked out a deal. So yeah, they're gonna let her in.
On the inside.
Yeah. You can find me I've been live streaming on my personal channel, Varian Grant, on my Facebook and on personal YouTube. But you can find me here every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, along with these wackos, as well as Thursday morning at 9 a.m. But you shouldn't have to be without me. And you don't have to be. You don't have to be. You don't have to be, because You can take Indie Vote with you wherever you go. That's right. This is the Indie Vote Radio app. It's the perfect companion to our official website, indievote.com.
Oh.
Indie Vote Radio plays the best in indie music, entertainment news, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Oh.
Hear music from talent like Chemical, Park Squares and Alleys, and Dims One. Download the Indie Vote Radio app.
From him.
You can download the Indie Vote Radio app on Android's Google Play Store or listen in with the streaming app on iOS. You can also check out Indie Vote Radio by visiting our official site, indievote.com, and utilizing the built-in player right there on the front page. But wait, there is more. There is more. And of course, you knew there would be. Yeah.
I can't stand it. It's too much variant.
Yes, Indie Vote TV is an over-the-top streaming service available on Roku and coming very soon to Amazon Fire Stick and more. Stream independent movies, music, videos, wrestling, original documentaries, and more on Indie Vote TV. And hey, did I mention it's free? I didn't tell you that, did I? No. Find Indie Vote TV by searching the channel store on your Roku device or Roku-enabled television. That's right. And
what again? More?
Yes. Yes, because if you want to get us, these guys, to read your profanity-laden emails, you can do so by emailing us at indievote@indievote.com. Please keep those curse words to 90 words or less and include Indie Vote Live in the subject. And who knows, we maybe we'll read it here on the air. That's it for me, guys. I think I'm done.
Hey.
Yeah, just remember this. Listen, guys.
You probably know what I'm talking about, does he?
Listen, guys. Remember this. No matter what, when it comes to comics, take this as inspiration.
That
Any
fucking
comics.
raccoon hat lives on.
I started with nothing, and I still have most of it. So treat every day like it's your last one. One day you will be right. That's it for me, everybody. I'll see you guys Tuesday. That was for you, Black Belt Perez. That was for you. All right.
That was for Black Belt Perez.
All right, everybody. Good night.
See ya.
See ya. Take care.